welcome back to another edition of the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. Before we get rolling with our guests, we got to take a quick second, give a shout out to our sponsors. Make sure you guys go and check out golfercbd.com. Golfercbd.com is offering a bunch of different items. They have the gummies, they have the topicals, the recovery cream, performance cream. They also have the performance spray. Make sure you guys go and check them out. The creams are really where it's at, to be honest with you. I've been using those the past few weeks. The Golfer CBD topicals are truly a game changer with their patented delivery technology that are strokes ahead of the competition, delivering 10 times more CBD directly to the muscles and the joints than the traditional balms or creams. The Golfer CBD topicals are easy to apply on the course, absorb quickly, and do not leave any sticky residue, making them a perfect addition to every golfer's essential toolkit. Throw it right in your golf bag before you get out there for your round. Rub some of the cream on your back, your knees, your shoulders, whatever's bothering you. Literally by the second or third hole, you don't even realize the pain's gone pretty much, or it subdues it enough to where you can get through the round. Pop some of the gummies, get the mental focus going. I know Big Steve and Hank are a fan of the gummies, so make sure you check them out. Promo code PPP10, golfercbd.com. You got to check out Trouble Off the Tee, troubleoffthetee.com, promo code RGB for 15% off site-wide, as well as promo code PUFF for buy one, get one free on the polos. Make sure you take a look over there, as well as the audiobook, author Marty Minden, narrated by Jake Adams, troubleoffthetee.com. You can find it on Spotify as well as available on Audible. Make sure you go and check that out. And then last but not least, longest running sponsor we've had going here locally, 420 Bliss. Check out 420-bliss.com. If you're local here in the 518, they have a delivery service as well. So make sure you go tell Ty and the crew that the Pitch Putt and Puff crew sent you. Everything you're looking for, flowers, pre-rolls, edibles, tinctures, vapes, you name it, they got it. Make sure you go and check them out. They do have a new app just launched. They do have a new app. Just a Little Higher is the app. So make sure you go check that out. You can pre-order right on there. You can pay on there. Just got to go and pick it up. You can set up a delivery on there, I believe. So go and check that out. I haven't used the delivery service yet. But check out the app, Just a Little Higher. Make sure you're using the 420 Bliss location on the app. But tonight we're going to get into our guest, and we'll take a quick break before we do that. Appreciate everybody tuning in here, and we'll get rolling in just a second. Welcome back to another edition of the Pitch Putt Puff podcast. My name is Roger, a.k.a. RGB. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Tonight we're going to get into our guest. We got the co-founders of Nines Golf. We got Ron and Nate. What's up, boys?
How we doing, boys? Guys? Thanks for having us, Roger.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Roger.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you guys jumping on. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you got into golf? We'll start there.
Nate, you started before me, so you lead it off.
Yeah, my name's Nate from Syracuse, New York originally. Been golfing my whole life. Grew up working on a golf course, a little local muni called Northern Pines. Worked there through high school, worked there through college, summer job. When I wasn't working, I was golfing, so I've been in the game my whole life. It's always been like my number one passion. So came down to Tampa for college in 2014. Graduated in 2018 with a medical degree, believe it or not. I'm in film now, but me and Ronnie really have been getting into golf lately a lot more. Didn't play as much in college, but always had a passion for fashion, and it kind of paired well with my passion for golf. So seemed like a perfect fit. Ronnie kind of had the same mindset as I did coming out of school. So we thought it'd be a good idea to start a clothing brand.
Nice. What about you, Ron? When did you start golfing?
For me, I think it started, it was like 2.5, maybe 3 years ago at this point.
Okay.
Oddly enough, actually, I had I was on my way to to a shooting range. I was just gonna go, fire off a few rounds, and
it's a good story.
Nate told me, he was like, "Oh, like I've never shot before. Like, can I come join you?" Sure, whatever. So I go pick him up. We go to the firing range. It was it doesn't matter where it was, but we get there and there was like an hour-long wait to get onto the range. And I was like, all right, like Saturday afternoon, like what else can we get into today?
Right.
He was like, why don't we go hit some balls at the driving range? I was like, I don't have any clubs. I was like, should I just go buy some right now? Or we go to a Play It Again sport. So, I mean, I'm still rocking the same set of clubs that I started off with, but I was like, yeah, let's like, so we just roll over to a Play It Again sports and I literally buy a full bag.
Just loaded them up day one.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
funny.
I work in insurance, Nate's in video. At that point regardless of income, but like, I was just like, at that point, I was spending money kind of like an idiot.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, let me grab a new set of clubs. I'll pick up a new hobby. And that was it. I literally bought, a full set, went out to the range, hit the balls like shit, but had a lot of fun doing it. And then, basically from that point forward, I started making my entire work schedule around how many times I could go to the golf course in a week.
Yep.
So like, I set my own hours. I'm an independent contractor. Like I get to the office at like 8, prospect until noon. There was a course, luckily, like 5-10 minutes from the office that I was working at the time. And so literally I blocked off my calendar from like 1 o'clock to 6 every single day, like Monday through Friday. And then I would set appointments from like 6:30 to 10, to handle any additional insurance work that I needed to get done. But
Yeah.
through the first summer of me golfing, I was on the course 3 to 5 times a week, the range every day. I immediately went and got lessons. I was doing a lesson a week with one of our buddies, Jason, who I got hooked up with through another college friend of ours, Gray. And it was just like rapid fire for like the full year. I played so much golf. It was insane.
I've never seen anyone get so good at the game so quickly because of how much this kid was playing.
We went out and we played a round at this like semi-private club called West Chase. I think my first round ever, I shot like 130 probably.
Yeah.
Probably more than that.
Yeah.
Like within 2 months, I was shooting in the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Man was
Yeah,
at the course
actually,
7 days a
tough.
week, pretty much.
That's
I was
me
going
now,
out.
man. I play 5 to 6 days a week. I usually take Saturdays as like my one day I take off, but it's also because of my work schedule. So I work for a beer distributor, and I go I do like the grocery store portion of it, and I go into work at 4 a.m. but I'm out at noon. So
that's nice.
I during like the school year, I can only play up here in New York though. I can only play 6 months out of the year really. So she gets off the school bus at 4 o'clock, so I can play from like 12 to 3:30. Then I got to head home. But as soon as the summer hits, the in-laws are in town. My mother just recently retired, so now I'm getting a lot more 18 whole days in, which is nice out here in the summertime.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you can't complain about that, man.
But same thing, man. I caught the bug. I was a football, baseball, basketball guy my whole life and pretty decent. And then when I got to golf, I sucked. My biggest problem was I'm a lefty baseball player, how to use righty clubs. So that was a whole transition in itself. But it took me, same thing, I was 130s. And then the next year was down to like the 110s, 115s. And then the following year, all right, I'm breaking 100 pretty consistent. Now I'm keeping it in the 80s. I do a break 90 occasionally, but it's not as often as it used to be anywhere near it. So
When did you start playing, Raj?
I'm about 6 years in, 7 years
Okay.
in. Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy the bug you first get when you start playing, right?
It's unreal.
It's like you see it on TV, you're like, oh, this looks boring. But then you start playing, it's like, holy shit, man, I've been missing out on this my whole life.
Yep. And just even the hanging out and the camaraderie,
Right.
just chilling. Like golf is one of those things that bring golf music. I always say golf music, cannabis are 3 things that bring people from all different walks of life together. It doesn't matter who you are, what you're doing in that moment. Like that's the type of shit that brings people together.
Yeah, man. Even if you're playing like shit, having a shit day on the course, you're still with your boys out on, middle of fucking wherever.
Yep.
Hitting
Beautiful
some balls around
scenery.
the fucking fairway is like,
That's
can't
it.
beat it. It's better than being at the office or being at your job. It's like, can't beat that shit.
Nope. So what made you guys really besides like wanting to do the passion of fashion, what made you guys really commit to wanting to like starting the brand? What was the one thing that you guys thought like, all right, we have to do this? Where was the moment?
You could take this one, Ron.
So honestly, I remember exactly where I was the moment that we decided to actually like start the company. We didn't quite know, I think, what the vibe was, like what we were going for, but we knew we wanted to do something with it. But where it kind of started is like, there's the new movement of like grow the game that's happening, right?
Yep.
So you see a lot of influencers, you see DJ Khaled, you see Schoolboy Q, you see a lot of artists that are in like the hype beast space, getting involved. You see a lot of streetwear fashion designers starting to, get into the space and do collabs with companies like Malbin. And this is, a year after the fact where you're seeing all these big collabs, but it kind of started with Khaled, and seeing him post like the Let's Go Golfing.
Yeah.
And so the idea kind of stemmed, like, personally, I didn't love the traditional golf wear. It was never quite my vibe. And I think I mentioned that to Nate one day, and he was like, why don't we just like start a company? And that's kind of like where it all stemmed from. It was like this, I guess, seeing the movement happen where this new type of person that isn't generally traditionally exposed to golf, that has this big community of people that don't play the game really, that are fashion forward, that are, style forward, fashion conscious in general, just like they want to wear nice stuff. That's kind of like hip hop and style kind of, or fashion goes hand in hand.
Right.
So with these influencers in this space, starting to give some credibility to it, they're going to automatically view, I guess, gather interest from their following, who are now going to try the game as well. And so, like, what better way to, kind of combine the two by making like a modern streetwear fashion brand that like caters to these people and kind of still follows that, like, that grow the game.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've been playing my whole life too. So I've kind of seen how the golf fashion has grown over the last few years. And, we really, everything has kind of been for the last, changing now, but the last like 10 years has been really poppy, vibrant, bright colors and kind of like frat bro style stuff.
Right.
And like, that's just not who me and Ronnie are as people, so we're like, why don't we make something that's like true to us, true to ourselves, true to the type of clothes we like to wear anyways, and just like bring that into the golf space. Like there's got to be like a good niche of people that will vibe with that style more than they do these bright, vibrant colors, so it's kind of like who we are and the niche that we saw, and we're like, let's just fucking do it, bro. I mean, at the end of the day, if we don't make any sales, at least we're making shit that we like and shit that we want to rock,
Right. And that's me. I get made fun of all the time because I wear like the black, the whites, the grays. Like I keep it pretty simple. It's like the only orange you're gonna see me wearing is if I'm repping the Miami Hurricanes. That's it. I'm repping the U. It's the only time I'm wearing like a bright color, to be honest with you. I don't really. That's it. Like maybe like a royal blue shirt will be as far as I go for like colors and stuff, but I keep it pretty simple. Mostly though, it's because I'm colorblind, so I know I'm matching if I'm black and gray or just keeping it simple.
Yeah, you don't got to worry about it at that point, right?
And go ahead.
You made a good point earlier too. I wanted to comment on too. You were like the golf. What was the three things you said?
Golf music, and cannabis.
Golf music and cannabis. So like, you said that's kind of the things that brought everybody together. And it's funny how like the movement that's happening too is kind of, it's very polar at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, we're hoping with the brand, like to hopefully bring that, and like, 'cause at the end of the day, you're absolutely right. Like it should bring everybody together, and like people shouldn't care about, what other people are rocking on the course. You should be able to express yourself regardless of, you're not disrespecting the game.
No.
By wearing, cool stuff that you like to wear on the course. So that's, I think, a big idea behind the brand too, is just like have that energy behind what we do, everything with the brand as well.
And that's what you see now too, is like a lot of courses are being a little bit more acceptable of it too. I mean, like obviously I play at a Muni, so obviously they're going to be a little bit more lenient, but like even country clubs, you see them, they're not giving a shit if your shirt, like before they would actually say something if your shirt wasn't tucked in or something like that. So now they're like, they see the people coming with the joggers on or, that kind of thing. Or maybe the hat's backwards when they're putting or practicing on the driving range or chipping or whatever. And they're not caring, like that kind of thing. And just like the vibes is starting to get a little bit more, that old school effect is finally starting to leave the golf course, and it's bringing in the vibe of like what we grew up on pretty much. I mean, I'm a little older than you guys, but for the most part, like what we're accustomed to dealing with on a daily basis is now transitioning to the golf course is what I should say.
Just so good for the game too, because with that, it's like, that's kind of like mindset of the older people, but like there's so many new like millennials, Gen Z, like all getting into the game now, so it's like kind of having that lax in rules, I feel like is really helping bring a lot more people to the game. The goal should be to get as many people into the sport as possible, and
right.
I feel like that lax is really helping.
It is. And I think COVID, I mean, there was nothing else to do. So that got a lot of people out there to the golf course as well.
Right.
I mean, we were up here, we were locked down pretty tight for a long, we were we were putting at holes that had pool noodles in them for, I don't know, about a year and a half. It felt like it was
And
torture.
the tops were going up
Yeah, it
or
was
down, I should say.
yeah, down. People were hitting 80-foot putts. They're just blasting, taking a driver out or a hybrid and just hitting it at the damn thing.
Yeah, they had raised cups down here in Florida. We made a TikTok video. I think we like bid it from someone else, but it was like, yo, I'm shooting 20 like 18 under today with fucking raised cups just blasting at 20 feet across the green. Right,
it was crazy. But that's when like it really. There was one place too. We had I drove to the course with my buddy in my car. We get to the golf course. They had a plastic divider in between me and him in the car. I was like, come on, I just drove with this guy here. You're really gonna make me like talk to him like he's an inmate the whole round? Like, come on.
I never saw that. I saw everyone had separate carts, so it was like 4 carts a hole instead of the riding. I never saw the dividers though.
Yeah, there was the one place up near us had dividers up, man.
There's no way.
It was brutal. It was absolutely brutal. So where did you guys come up with the name? How'd you guys come about with the name? That's always a tough part, is coming up with a name.
That's a good question.
I was the one that I think came up with the name, but like Nines was like, we bounced around some things. Like one of us said Nines up front, and then we kind of like left it alone for a bit. We bounced around some other ideas, and then like after 2 days of just like kind of going back and forth on shit, I texted Nate. I was like, yo, it's the Nines.
Yeah. I think I was actually, I was out of country at the time. I think I was in Iceland, but just like working on some video shit. But I was like, yeah, I mean, it makes so much sense because it's like we're going for like dressing nice, looking sharp. So like dress to the nines.
Yep.
And then it fits like the nines, like 2 nines of golf. So it's like multiple kind of, iterations that make sense for what we're trying to achieve with the brand. So that was kind of why we landed on it.
We were trying to make it like something a little bit longer. And then it's just like, I don't know, it just occurred to me like, the Nines is clean. Like
clean,
it's the message.
catchy.
I love it.
Yeah.
And that was it.
And some people look at golf, the nines, they look at it front 9, back 9, 2 separate, totally separate days for some people out there. I know it can be for me sometimes.
Yeah, I just shot 37-44 the other day, so definitely is 2 separate rounds sometimes, separate days.
Yeah, I was a 39-46 the other day or something crazy like that. I'm like, how, dude? Like, it's just, why can't I do it both just consistent? I just want one round where I'm consistent the whole fucking day.
Right. That's the toughest part, man.
That's
just
like,
it's just like life, man. Just like
it really is.
Wake up one day, you have the best day ever, and then next day it's fucking you're in the woods all day.
Yep, absolutely. So you guys just released what recently, right? The official launch.
We haven't even launched yet.
Okay, you haven't launched yet. Okay. Nope. All right. I seen some merch. I didn't know if you guys officially what is your plan for the official launch?
I'll let you run with that one, Nate.
So we got all of our orders in. We're waiting on t-shirts and polos. We got our hats in. So the plan is we're gonna do a pre-launch with the hats.
Okay.
Get a hat and you get access to the store. We're gonna do like a 48-hour or 72-hour sale on our site. So if you buy a hat, you also have the opportunity to get shirts or t-shirts, polos or t-shirts pre-ordered.
Okay.
At a discount for the pre-launch. So we're hoping that we can run some ads on the hats, pull some people in with those. They can kind of look around the store, browse a bit, maybe add some stuff to their cart, buy a hat, get something, and have it shipped to them in a couple weeks.
So that's what I've seen. You guys just got the hats, and I think is the post I commented on. Yep.
Yes, sir. Yep.
All right.
So hopefully, we should be full launch within the next month and a half or so, I'd say.
Awesome. It's tough, man. It's a grind. I get it. Believe me, I understand. I was telling Ron before you got on, Nate, that I tried to do the clothing thing, and then couple companies like sent me some stuff, and then like there was a size thing because it was like a European company, and like the large obviously isn't a large, and the material they tell you it is, sometimes it's not the material that they're sending you, and you guys obviously know.
We went back and forth with samples for I don't know what, around 6 to 8 months probably. We sampled shit for like between hats, t-shirts, and polos. Like they're all 3 different beasts, because you're working with different fabrics and different manufacturers for each one. So yeah, it took us a lot longer than we had originally anticipated for the sampling process. It's tough.
It's tough. It's a grind for sure.
That's another thing we really want to want to harp on and focus on is like our quality, so it's like we're not going to put out something that I wouldn't wear on the course myself. We want it to be that top tier, top of the line quality, because we want anyone who buys our product to be happy with it.
Yep. So what do you guys plan on having launching? You're going to have hats, the polos, and then t-shirts as well?
Yep. So we've got 3 different polos, 3 different polo designs. We've got 2 t-shirts, and then we've got the same hat design in 2 different colors. This is the other one. So
okay. Yeah, those are fire.
Yeah, they're clean. Yep.
These came out so good.
You got the first one sitting there on our first sample?
Oh man. You got to see our first sample, man.
Oh boy. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, it's always interesting, man. It's always interesting.
We got it in. We're like,
all right.
Yeah.
Give them the close up on the embroidery too.
Dude, like.
Yeah.
And then look at the size of the side mark.
Man. Yeah, that's tough.
The only one that came out proper was the back logo. But it's actually funny. We paid $150 for this.
Ugh.
$150. They absolutely extorted us for the sample fee. Insane, dude.
Yeah, it's so insane. Crazy.
The only reason it's still here is just
for that laugh. Yeah.
Started from the bottom, 0 to 100.
But we ended up redesigning it, and I told Nate, I was like, I'm not dropping like another $150 for a sample. So we did these. We got the mock-ups going. I was like, these look way, way, way better. Like, we're just gonna take a shot and go with it.
Yep.
So we ended up placing the 100 quantity bulk order on these hats without actually having a sample done yet. Granted, it is the same hat itself. Like, the structure is the same. It's just, we resized everything.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily they just came out great.
Yeah. We're fortunate to have some good manufacturers on that end that were willing to, kind of jump through hoops with like, yo, send us pictures, send us cuts. Like, every time you have anything, like, can we change this? Can we change that? So they were really good about working with us through that process to make it what we wanted.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's one thing, this is what I always like to ask companies, because there's a lot of competition out there, especially in the golf clothing world. What's one thing that you guys feel like that'll separate you guys from everybody else?
That's a good one. You want me to take this round?
You can start. I'll add my 2 cents after you.
Well, we look at it this way. We see that there's people like Devereaux or Bogey Boys kind of doing similar style to us, but we really just want to be forward with who we are as individuals, and the style that we like, so from that, I think that's going to come a lot of unique stuff, like the hat on our logo, like you don't see shit like that out in the market, so it's like just like getting in a room together and shooting the shit for a couple hours and making some designs that we like, whether it's drawing it up on paper or getting an illustrator. It's like being true to who we are and what we'd want to wear on the course. I think will really separate us, because we as golfers, or we as people, we're all different. We're gonna like different things than what the bigger brands like, and hopefully people fuck with that too, as who we are as people, and we're really trying to build a community. We want it to be community based. We're gonna start a Discord channel so we can chat with all of our customers, and just really trying to drive that community side of it, because I think that's the best way to really grow a brand in 2024 and beyond. If you got a community behind it and people that are willing to support your brand and what you mean as a company, then I think that's ultimately what can separate you from the big guys too,
Yep.
And for me, it's just like we said earlier, at the end of the day, our goal with the brand from the very beginning, whether we make sales or not, is just simply to make clothes that we want to wear.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, look at any other industry. There's, even if you look at, major high fashion, right? How many major fashion houses exist?
Right.
There's dozens and dozens of them. There's never any market, like, there's always a market share. So we might not be the next Malbin. We might not be the next Bogey Boys, but like, we don't really care how big it gets. As long as we like what we're putting out, there's going to be people that resonate with us in our style, and it'll eventually grow too. Like even down the line, like Nate said with community, that's, you know, something we really want to be on top of.
Yep.
Like I feel like there's not that many forums for people in, I guess, the people that are like us that want to wear these clothes to talk about golf. And, you know, obviously there's like the online major carriers like the Hype Golfs, the I don't know, I'm forgetting some of the other ones now. I just can't, they're not coming to me, but basically just have a place where like-minded people can rock the same stuff, move it forward, move the game forward, and just genuinely have fun with it and look good doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, down the line, this is just like, I mean, it's a pipe dream at this point, but we've talked about like wanting to do like a social club. So like eventually when we have the money to make like a brick and mortar store, imagine a place that, you know, it's a store, but on the other side of it is like, let's say there's a bar, there's golf simulators. Like we love to play pool and throw darts, you know, after a round, have a few drinks, you know, just like make it a nice lounge area where like people can come hang out, golf, have fun, enjoy each other, and, you know, really kind of push people together and have that community-based focus too. Like that's eventually where we want to take it.
And I've even thought as far too as like doing an annual like golf tournament or something, like a nines tournament where I just worked a job. I've been working a lot more film jobs in the golf space. So I'm flying out next week to do the US Junior Am with USGA. But
nice.
Going off track. But yeah, like hosting a tournament where, you know, it's the nines tournament, starting it annually, and just having signups for, you know, whoever wants to come out and play, get a foursome, come out, pay the entry fee, and like doing a tournament just for people that want to be part of the community, you know. So doing stuff like that around the brand, I think will really help develop that community aspect and just, you know, separate us.
Absolutely. What I think too is because both of you guys are both passionate about it, and it's not even like both of you agreed on it too. It's not even about selling the shirts, actually making money or any of that. It's because it's what you want to wear. You're putting behind it what you're representing every single time you put one of your shirts on, and that's what matters the most to you guys. And there's no saying, bro, that you guys can't be the next Melbon or Bogey Boys or any of that. You know what I mean? You never know. Like they probably didn't expect to blow up like they did when they released their first shirt. You never know.
Exactly.
Major inspiration for us is Kith. You know, I don't know if you're familiar with the brand, but like I watched hours and hours of like Ronnie Feig interviews at this point. And you know, he in one of them he mentions like Kith was never supposed to be what it came. Like it was, his whole brand was Kith and Kin. It was meant to be family focused. It was meant to be his people in like Bronx focused, keep that same energy. And I mean, they've done that really well. They've now, you know, grown it to just these insane proportions. But like he basically said like, this is never what I expected. It's just like people latched onto it and it grew and grew and grew. And I think we have a lot of the same ideology behind this, you know, wherever it goes, but like, we're just going to stay true to the vision from the jump and see that, and, you know, basically keep driving that image forward. That's our idea.
As long as you're authentic to who you are and who you want your brand to be and be worn by, like, I think the sky's the limit. But as soon as you start setting expectations, like, oh, we got to do X, Y, Z, it's like, just, you know, do what you love and put out what you love, and, you know, hopefully people fuck with that. And if they don't, it's all good too.
Yeah, I can relate to that so much, man, especially like on the podcast side of things, because like there was a point in time where I used to wake up, and my buddy Anthony, the other podcast I'm on, the Upstate Golf Guys, he did the same. We wake up and look, you know, have a good episode, and some of the episodes you think are the best get the least amount of views, and some of the podcasts you think you did the interviews you did the worst on are some of your most listened to episodes. It really, you know, it doesn't matter, but like that shit doesn't even matter. It's, are you having fun doing it? What are you doing? Like, my whole thing is, what am I doing it for? I did it to meet people, guys like you, other people I've met. Like, dude, I don't know if you guys know, like Mae Brennan. I've had her on here. Like, I shouldn't have people like her on here.
That's awesome.
I've had rappers on here. I've had stand-up comedians on here. Like, people I watch on podcasts, I've had them on here. Like, We Don't Smoke the Same guys from California. They're affiliated to like Cypress Hill and Be Real and those guys. Like, I shouldn't be hanging out with these like on a podcast. The one of them came to Connecticut. I hung out in the green room with all these comedians, Eddie Bravo and shit. I'm like, I shouldn't be doing this shit.
That's
But
fucking dope, dude.
because I do a stupid podcast. You know what I mean? You kind of just you have your passion, you're having fun doing it. You can't worry about the little small things. Like in my side of it, like I don't care. Like I do it for fun to meet new people, find out everybody's got a story. You know what I mean? And no one's ever the same. So it's just cool to listen to everybody's different perspective and how you got to the point that you got to.
Yeah, man, that's dope. You're doing what you're doing because same. Really, it leads to if you're having fun doing what you're doing and you're doing what you like the trajectory will follow.
Mm-hmm. And people are like, dude, how you doing? You're interviewing, you're staying up. People in California, you're up till 10 o'clock interviewing someone in California. You get up to 2 o'clock for work because I don't mind it. I enjoy doing it. It's a good interview. It's a good connection to make. It could lead to something else. You never know what could happen.
Never know down the line where it's going to go too.
It's craziness. It's crazy. So, yeah, man, good luck. I got to ask you guys. I usually like to wrap up with 3 questions to wrap it up. So since you guys are both golfers, we'll keep it in the golf field. What's your favorite club in the bag?
Favorite club in the bag that I'm hitting right now? Ron, you got this off top because I got to think about this for a second.
Ron, are you still playing 5-6 days a week?
No. I mean, off topic, but like I got a baby on the way.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. But I've been more focused. Like the insurance is what pays the bills.
Yep.
So I gotta, focus on that for right now. Keep the money coming in. I gotta be a little bit more responsible, but I'm hoping, that people really vibe with the brand, and I'm hoping within a year or so that like we're in a place where I can be back to playing golf 5-6 days a week.
Fuck insurance.
Search it out. I mean, insurance is what I'm passionate about. Like, who's passionate about insurance?
Right.
But to the original question, my favorite club that was in the bag was my 5-iron. I went out for a golf outing. My girl was at a baby shower for one of her friends, and all the guys were having going for a round of golf. I showed up early to get to a range, get a range session in, and they had a water range. It was a nice, sweaty, humid Florida morning. My 5-iron flew right out of my hands and about 30 feet out into 10-foot deep water, and I haven't replaced it yet. So my favorite club was my 5-iron.
Oh, bro, I knew as soon as you said the water range, I was like,
Yeah. It's in the bottom of the lake right now.
It's the bottom of the lake.
That's terrible.
Mine's
sucks.
Mine's gotta be the 3-wood right now, man. I just got a new driver, just got the TSR3. Finally bit the bullet. Was playing the Rocket Balls 2 before that.
Okay, I think that's what I got right now. I might even have the burner RBZ1, dude, guys. Right here.
I was playing the RBZ2 for about 12 years, up until probably 4 months ago, and I went to a fitting with my boy JT. Shout out JT if you're in Sarasota. Go see JT at Golf Galaxy. He's the man. Fit me for the TSR3, which I love. I think I think my shaft's a little too stiff right now, or I'm just not used to the extra length on it.
Mm-hmm.
But my 3-wood right now, man, it's like if I need to hit a fairway, every time. Tight little draw. Yeah, just let it eat, bro, right down the middle. So I hit my draw. I got to work on it a bit more. I haven't been able to play as much as I want to, but when in doubt, pull the 3-wood out, man.
3-wood, yep. Yeah, mine's my 7. I just hit it's the most consistent club in my bag.
Right.
I can do everything I need to do with the 7-iron. My driver, I'm sponsored by Trouble Off the Tee for a reason. I cannot hit that fucking thing. It's crazy. Like
7-iron.
My score will determine what I'm doing off. If I'm shooting in the mid or high 40s, it's because I'm not getting off the tee. If I'm shooting low 40s, high 30s, it's because I'm getting off the tee. If I come in with a low 80 round, it's because I had a good day off the tee box.
Yeah,
dude.
not,
I'm screwed.
It takes, if you're spraying it off the tee, it's a lot harder to score. When I was between drivers, I just left the RBZ in my car because I was waiting for the TSR to come in.
Yeah.
So I just hit my 3-wood all day. I shot 71. It's like
Jeez.
I hit it. I like even par 5s. I wasn't getting all the way out there, but I hit like 14 fairways that day. So it's like if you're in the fairway, you got a lot better opportunity to score out there.
And it's
So
so much. I play with this old guy. I don't know if I told you guys, Fairway Mike. He course management, Raj, course management. You got to kill the
Yep.
ball every time, course management. But I still, in my head, I got that home run hitter swinging me that I got to swing for the fences every time.
well, you say you grew up playing baseball too, right?
Yeah, so I can't help it, man. There's no laying out.
There's nothing you can do with that, brother.
I can't help it. It's so bad.
That's all good. It's part of the game.
Yep. All right. So what's down if well you guys played anywhere, but what's your favorite course you ever played?
Oof. I just went up to South Carolina recently for a job with FootJoy, video job,
Nice.
and we played. I'm not gonna be able to remember the name. Sea Pines, I want to say it's called in South Carolina, bro. It was fucking beautiful,
Nice.
beautiful course. So that's just off the top of my head. That's got to be top 2, top 3 at least for best round I've had in the last 10 years for sure.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice.
For me, it's probably between two. Me and my girl did like a 6-month road trip in an RV last year.
Nice.
And we spent a lot of time in like the Southwest. Nate actually came out for a round in Colorado.
good round
the
too.
Boulders.
Arizona.
Was that Arizona?
Mhm.
Okay, it was Arizona. The Boulders was sick, absolutely unreal. And then the close second was it was in Las Cruces, New Mexico. I believe it was called like Red Hawk or Gray Hawk. I forget exactly what it was, but that was an absolutely insane course. And the funny thing about that course too is like you're surrounded by, desert
Right.
and red sandstone or, red sandstone, limestone, whatever it is. And then you just have this like perfectly lush, insanely manicured, green oasis in the middle of it. It was just the contrast was like a really cool experience.
Yep. I totally get that because mine was so I got 2. I played when I first started playing, I played down in Aruba. Me and wifey went down for a little getaway, post honeymoon years getaway, and spent like 4 or 5 days down there. And I played around the golf, and I didn't take in effect like beautiful scenery and everything, but I was still shooting in like the 110s at the time. The wind factor of off the ocean, dude. Like that was a big
Different
thing to
beast.
deal with. Yeah, it was tough. So I had a real shitty day out there. But other than that, I would say down at Slick Rock down in Texas was right outside of Austin, probably an hour or so. I went down for a wedding, and I was just talking to a previous guest about this. It was a beautiful course because up here in New York, we're looking at the pine trees and everything else. So to get down around some cactuses and different scenery like that,
Mhm.
and being with all the boys, there was like 24, 30 of us out there, something like that.
That's
so
great.
we had a really good time. That was probably one of the cooler courses I played. I haven't really traveled to play much. I mean, for 3, I've been playing for 6 or 7 years now. For 3 of them, we couldn't do anything. So
Right.
that kind of
'cause
sucked. COVID. But now I'm looking to get out to California, get around a couple rounds in out there.
What are some of the dream courses you want to play, Raj? Anything on the list?
I would love to play Pebble. I'm not even going to say Augusta because I know it's unrealistic,
Yeah.
But
One,
I'd say
one, of,
Pebble and Torrey Pines would be my top 2 probably.
one of our best friends played the USAM at Pebble not too long ago.
Oh,
He
so
was
sick.
he had just went pro and recently went through an injury, so he's no longer really able to play golf. But yeah, he played the AM and all that shit. He was nasty, but
Damn, that
so
sucks.
sick, such a sick experience.
Yeah, just to go to some of them courses, I think would be a sick experience for me, especially because just getting into golf, like growing up, I would go down to Yankee Stadium to see the Yankees play all the time, see Jeter, Bernie Williams, the whole crew. Go to Giants had their camp right down the road, and I'd go to a bunch of. I was a huge Canes fan, so anytime they were Boston College, Syracuse, anywhere close, I'd go to those games. And always going to the game, like sports games. Been down to the Garden a few times for Knicks games, but I never followed golf, so I never would care to go down to Bethpage and go watch Tiger or any of that shit. Like it was never like a bucket list item for him. Now it's like, oh, when is that? I want to go.
Well,
Kicking yourself in the ass for not going back in the day.
Yeah. Next Ryder Cup's at Bethpage, right? I think that's right.
Next Ryder Cup. Yep.
Maybe we'll see you there, bro. That'd be sick.
That'd be a good one. Good one. And then last question to wrap this up: if you guys were to round out your dream foursome, who would the 3 people be?
Ooh.
Could be anybody, dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
Can it be fictional characters?
Could be anybody.
I'm going to say Happy Gilmore.
It's tough, man.
That is tough. Shit.
So mine were, I'll give you guys a second. I'll give you mine. So mine, I'm a big basketball fan. Always loved Jason Williams. Used to play for the Heat, played for the Kings, white chocolate. So he would be my guy because I'd be able to, he's into the cannabis, so I'd be able to take a couple puffs out there with him, talk some hoop, talk some bullshit. And then you always want to have a comedian out there. So I'd probably have like, I was always thinking like Bill Murray.
That's a great one, bro.
So I think I'd probably
great pick.
Probably go Bill Murray, and then the last one would be you'd want a golfer.
A golfer, yeah. I was just gonna say you gotta have a good golfer.
Gotta have a golfer. So I'd probably either go John Daly or Tiger, but I'd probably go Daly just because of the group I'm playing with that day.
Because of the time.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
Interesting, man. That's a good roundup. I could sit here and think about this for 5.
I'm going to say Happy Gilmore, Michael Jordan. I want to see how competitive that dude would be on a golf course.
Yep.
And the shit that he would talk to because he's notorious for that, right?
Yep.
And then, like you said, you got to include a golfer. I want to go with honestly, like John Daly is a great shout because he would be a party, and also dude, like that video of him in no shoes, smoking a cigarette, making a hole in one,
chilling. It's crazy.
He'd be like such a nice, good person to have out there, bro. He'd be such good vibes.
All right.
All right, that's my 3. I could probably do better, but I'll do that for now.
Yeah.
Is 4.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I gotta go Tiger. I mean, that's just come on. Playing around with Tiger would be fucking sick. And then I think I gotta go.
Are you wearing your Sunday red if you're playing with Tiger?
We're in the 9s.
No,
we're in the 9s. That's
we're
right.
In the 9s all day. I'm getting Tiger in a 9 shirt too. Let me tell you.
That's it.
I'm gonna go Tiger. I'm probably just gonna keep it all. Maybe I'll throw a Tom Brady in there. A little Tom Brady.
I was just thinking. No one has said Tom Brady yet.
Goats. I was a big Pats fan when I grew up in New York, and then coming down to Tampa, having the boy come down and win a Super Bowl. Love to throw Tom Brady in there. I think that's a good addition to the group. Last one. Honestly, maybe just favorite golfer right now is Tommy Fleetwood. Maybe throw Fleetwood in the group. Man.
I love Fleetwood, man. I just want him to win something. So
dude, bad. He's my go-to guy right now when I'm watching tour events. So I try and copy his swing every day. So if I could see those mechanics in real life, I mean, I'd probably throw that in the mix too.
Yeah, DJ and Tommy are my 2 guys. Love those 2.
Yep. No doubt, man.
Awesome. Guys, hey, man, I really appreciate you guys jumping on. I'm really excited for you guys to get this off the ground. I think you guys are going to have big success with what you're doing just because of the way you're going about it, man. That makes a big difference. And when people see that, they tend to support brands like that opposed to the ones who are just out there for
the cash.
Out for the me, and not out for just trying to, like you guys are saying, build a community and really put some support behind it, which is dope.
We.
Yep.
Yeah, we, man. That's the name of the game.
So where can everybody find you guys?
9sgc.com, Instagram at the Nines Golf, TikTok at the Nines Golf, YouTube at the Nines Golf. Eventually it's going to be Discord at the Nines Golf. So that's where we're at right now. Appreciate any and all support. Appreciate you having us out, Raj. Seriously, man.
Really, you've been the man. It's been great talking with you, Roger.
It's been a great chat.
Absolutely, man. I'm if I ever get down to the Florida area, we'll try to link up for sure. Get around to golfing.
Yeah, dude, that would be awesome. Let's make it happen.
Maybe I'm gonna try. I want to get down to a Canes game because they're hopefully got a decent team this year. It's been a long 20+ years for me, so hopefully something happens.
All right, maybe something with the Lightning, dude. That'd be sick. We go to a little bit of hockey here and there too. So
all right, cool. Let's do it. All right, boys. Appreciate you guys, and we'll catch up with everybody soon. Later. Shout out to the boys for hopping on a really dope episode. Those guys are gonna. I think they're gonna be extremely successful with what they're trying to do with the Nines Golf Company clothing line for sure. Just got a good vibe about them, what they're doing, and why they're doing it. like to see people like that. That's really how this game should work for everybody. But before we roll out of here tonight, just want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors. We got 420bliss.com, 420-bliss.com, 420-bliss.com. Go check them out. They have a delivery service. Also, they have the app Just a Little Higher. Make sure you go to the 420 location. You can order right online. You can set up a delivery. You can pay right there. Everything can be done right on the app. So make sure you check them out. 420-bliss.com, Just a Little Higher app. If you're local, you can go right into the store at 740 Hoosick Road in Troy, New York, in the Walmart Plaza. And then don't forget to check out Trouble After Tea, troubleaftertea.com. Use promo code RGB for 15% off. Promo code PUFF for the polos. Buy one, get one free. And then last but not least, you got golfercbd.com. Golfercbd.com. They're bringing you a bunch of different options with the gummies, the sprays, the creams, the bombs. Really essential for everybody's toolkit. Let's see here. The topicals. The Golfer CBD topicals, truly a game changer with the patented delivery technology. They're strokes ahead of the competition, delivering 10 times more CBD directly to the muscles and joints than the traditional creams or bombs. The Golfer CBD topicals are easy to apply on the course, absorb quickly, and do not leave any sticky residue, making them perfect addition to every golfer's toolkit. Throw it right in the bag, perfect to have for you in every round. Go check them out, golfercbd.com. Use promo code PPP10 to save yourself 10% at checkout. Appreciate everybody tuning in to the Pitch Puff, and we'll be back on Friday with a recap show, or excuse me, a preview show for this upcoming weekend.